Okay, for today's Yap session, I wanted to talk about Suburbia. Yeah, that's right, you heard me. Suburbia. Essentially, urban sprawl. Try not to die here. Essentially, urban sprawl, as in houses, cookie cutter houses, just expanding out and destroying natural spaces. And I kind of have an interesting perspective about this, because for a while my older brother has been very obsessed with critiquing the urban sprawl, or critiquing the nature of our American cities and suburbia and things like that. And he has good reasons, and reasons that I even agree with. He says that in urban sprawl, it decreases the community, right? Because we're not walking around, we're just driving everywhere, and so that decreases community because we're not seeing each other in real life. It's just better for you to walk around, and you can have a closer. Why is this stripped? You can have a closer knit community with each other, and not to mention the impact it has on nature. Everyone knows cars aren't necessarily good for the environment, and so us driving around in those cars can really, hurt the environment. And then you have the sprawl of suburbia also makes way for deforestation and loss of natural habitats and things of that nature. And so it's definitely true that there's a lot of negative effects of suburbia, and I actually have seen this especially recently by where I live. So by where I live, there used to be a lot of open fields, wide open spaces that you can go, I kind of explore as a kid. It was still suburbia when I was a kid. Yo, I just got a second bucket. Oh, this is huge. I can make an infinite water source now. Like I said, it was still suburbia as a kid, but there was still some open spaces, and just recently, in the span of a month, they've completely filled a giant field with these cookie cutter houses, and actually moved all the animals that were on those that property before away, and it's just kind of sad to see. So I definitely see and agree with that side of the argument, that it's just bad. It glitched. The water glitched. Anyways, as I was saying, at the same time, there is something you said about suburbia, is that we wouldn't make it if it didn't have value. We wouldn't create these sprawling suburban landscapes if they didn't have some sort of value that we wanted. That's to be said that there is some value in suburbia that has to be mentioned. It provides wide open spaces for families to play with their children. It provides just a pleasant environment to live in, a place to park your car, things of that nature, and there can be community. So I would argue maybe the issue isn't exactly the city planning, although that does have an influence in it, but the issue also comes down to just us not wanting to have that community, not putting enough effort into getting to know our neighbors, things of that nature. So I think if we really want to change things, we can't really change Suburbia. We can't really change that it exists. We don't have to live in it. But if we really want to change things, even from our own Suburbia, we can start with ourselves. We can start reaching out to our neighbors. We can start doing service projects in the community, attending meetings, things like that. There are ways to improve our situation. There are ways to make the world a better place, even right where we are, even if that's in Suburbia. Oh, upgrade!